of the harassment by telephone. Although I've already got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these, it's something I'm used to. I can't see out of none of my windows. They're too foggy. See if it'll let you see it. Too foggy. Way too foggy. So if I want to see anything, I actually have to physically get up and out of my vehicle, or I have to find something I can wipe the windshield with that isn't so filthy that it just smudges. Holy shit, my back is fucking killing me. Holy hell. Ah. Thank God I got a door to lean on. Anyway, there's a lot of people who were dishonest or misled the situation, made any excuse to change the subject, change the topic. That was my family's way of dealing with it, pretending it didn't happen. The thing is that people dragged their asses, or went out of their way to grossly misinterpret everything that I was saying because they wanted to keep interrupting. Then I have communication issues because I'm scared to speak. I'm afraid that you're going to talk over me again to sell your own narrative instead of listening to the victim. I am the victim here, not you. It's not that I never checked up on my friends. It's not that I never cared about them. It's not that I never looked out for them. It's that when I hurt my back, I stopped existing to all of them. Scott DaCosta, when I tried to turn him in for assault, his friend was the ambulance driver, Polly Olson. She's also a witness to several situations. She can verify that those situations did in fact happen. She did in fact send me to the Nebraska Attorney General's office, who sent me on a wild goose chase of Nebraska State Patrol, who wanted to tell me it was not their job, for 18 months. This shit with the Nebraska State Patrol, the first time that they were involved in fucking up the situation was in January of 2017. It is documented, and Scott DaCosta absolutely went out of his way not to release that information, not to give me that information, not to let me know who those officers were. Now, they did in fact take me to the hospital in Sydney. They indeed did take me there on suicide watch. I was there maybe 2.5, 3 hours max. On a 72-hour hold. When I tried to break the law to force the cops to do their jobs, I made sure to state what it is that I was doing. I made sure that I told those officers about the abuse by the Bollingers and their friends and family, and that I literally had to break the law in order to try to get a court date against these people, because they were using the term mentally ill to prevent me from having a day in court. They kept on not allowing their body cameras in court. I was insistent that they have their body cameras on and turned on. I insisted on telling the truth to them, and they insisted on changing the narrative, and there was nothing I could do about it, because the term mentally ill means that when it's their word versus mine, they automatically win. A friend or family member has to be there and present, and they have to give a shit That's pretty fucking important. They have to give a shit about me. I have to actually give a shit, not be people who are going to waste my time, waste my resources. It costs me more money every month to live on than I make. I cannot physically take care of myself. I am being forced to go through hurdles that are fucking painful as hell. You pretend that because I am forced to do it, that it is okay. No, the doctors told me not to do what it is I am forced to do. Go home and rest up is great advice for somebody with a home. When I finally got another place in Chapel, Nebraska, in low income, after Natalie was killed, if I ever left the house, I had the chance running into Robert Franklin Warnick or Leslie Snell or one of those fucking deputies. I had the chance running into Chris Kurth or Sandy Fromm. I had to risk running into any number of people who had already been predatory towards me and used Natalie's death as an excuse. And then any story that they tell is magically true. Well, I have to try to turn in Scott DaCosta and his deputies. I'm forced to go to Scott DaCosta and his deputies to turn them in. When Scott DaCosta and his deputies helped each other and helped my predators like Joshua Rayborn get away with repeated assaults and other various harm against me, and helped Robert Franklin Warnick, a registered sex offender in the state of Nebraska, to get away with not only threatening my life on multiple occasions, but they locked me up with literally zero fucking evidence. My predators worked together to silence me. My friends did nothing to stop it. Literally nothing to stop it. They had to come forward. But they did not care who was harmed. They cared about their reputation and what their friends would think of them. What their drug dealers would think of them. When I tried to explain to the cops about the situation with Natalie's ex-stepmother being in contact with me, about how I had been trying to find a safe place to get the information for the officers in Natalie Bollinger's case, but everywhere that I went, I was being victimized and run off or assaulted or threatened, or my friends were assaulting each other in front of me over whether or not I killed Natalie. And people are telling me, hey, Natalie's sister was down here screaming and hooting and hollering and trying to find you. And I'd say, speak up. Oh no, dude, I feel bad for her. Her sister just died. That's the thing, is that I wasn't trying to hurt anybody or get anyone hurt. People were hurting me. People were stalking me. And they still do. You pieces of shit. There's plenty of evidence. People get onto videos with pieces of evidence plastered on the fucking front of them and go, where's your evidence? There's the witnesses and their fucking phone numbers, bitch.